In Yoruba language, it's called Alafia Opolo. Alafia Opon. But a lot of people do not understand mental health. Be I'm going to be speaking both Yoruba and English because this is I'm trying to communicate with the Nigerian community, the African community, because of the way that we misunderstand mental health. We pay more attention to our physical health. We do not understand it, especially in Africa. When somebody is having psychosis, for example, in West Africa, they will automatically believe that it is somebody who put the affliction on the person. It's a diabolical method of harming somebody. However, that may be so. That may be so in some instances, but a lot of people struggle with mental health issues because of the stressors in this world. The world is filled with stressors. But how do we manage it? We need to be able to learn how to cope. How do you know what you need? What are your coping mechanisms, your coping skills? Think of things before you started feeling depressed. Things that you used to do, that you used to have fun, that you used to enjoy, that used to delight you. Um, you will realize that you don't even want to do those things. So those are some of the signals for you to know that something is wrong. You are always, sad or tearful without even knowing why you're tearful. Even though you look around you and you may see so many things that are good in your life. Everything from the outside may be hunky dory, but the inside, the mental health of the mind is troubled. And so a lot of the reasons that this happens is from childhood. Some things that may have happened in your childhood or even in your adulthood. A relationship that went sour, a relationship that your partner is always putting you down, making you feel like you are less than a person, making you feel ugly or incapable of accomplishing things. When you start hearing so many negativity being hurled at you, you should know that some it's going to affect you. So you need to move away from that environment. We call it environmental manipulation. If it's a relationship, if it's somewhere that you're living that is not good for you, you need to move away from it. So also I want to talk about something briefly that most people don't talk about, the secrets in our society. um, Child abuse, and I mean sexual molestation, sexual child abuse, starts from very young age. It's unimaginable how some people who are distorted in their mindset, who have deviant behaviors, how they do things that are so animalistic. If a person is having those thoughts, everything that we do starts with our thoughts. It starts in our head. So we have what we call the ABC model of cognitive behavioral therapy. When you start thinking of something and you're not supposed to have sexual feelings for a young child, for a child, period. If you do have it for an adult, of course, you would have to talk to that adult, and it has to be a consensual agreement. But when as a man or a woman, because it happens, both ways, man or a woman, when you start thinking of those things and the thought just pops up in your head, and the next thing is that you're having feelings that are sexual, that shouldn't be sexual towards a minor. So that's when you address it yourself. If you know you cannot handle it, this is becoming strange, don't be ashamed, don't be shy. It's better for you to get professional help than to commit the act. So I'm really talking to perpetrators, or the potential perpetrators. If you are doing it now, it's a secret, right? And then you may think that the belief is that hopefully nobody will find out. But even if nobody finds out, this is something that morally it is wrong, legally it is wrong, spiritually it is wrong. So as a human being, it is wrong for you to think sexually of a child. And most of the time, they are children who are entrusted in your care. So I'm talking to the perpetrators, the potential perpetrators, because you guys, whoever you are, wherever you are, I don't care what your ethnicity is. I don't care what your racial, your race is. It is something that happens to human beings, but is a psychiatric problem. It is. It is. It is. It has diagnosis. Okay. So if you know that you cannot handle it yourself, because if you're telling yourself and you're moving away from it and changing your thoughts, and it's not working, you need to get professional help. So A is attacking the negative thoughts, and this is for everyone who is experiencing sadness or strange things that shouldn't be happening to regular human beings. Anxiety, it all starts in the mind, in the head, in the thoughts. So that's when you need to work it and change it to positive. Okay, so because the second one is B, the B from the ABC model is the feelings that come from those thoughts. So if you're having bad sexual, which is bad sexual thoughts about someone who is in your care, who's entrusted in your care, you need to work it out there. And if you fail to work it out in your mind, then when the feelings come, you need to turn it off. Because the feeling is going to result in C, which means you would act on the thoughts and the feelings. So if you can stop the thoughts, that's the best place to attack the negative feelings. So if somebody says something to you or is acting some type of way, for other people who are not molesters or child abusers, uh, when you start feeling bad, when you start thinking that this person probably is doing this or saying this because of X, Y, and Z, you don't know what their thoughts are. You don't know why they really are saying what they're saying. So you should manipulate it and say, okay, maybe. So give them benefit of the doubt and turn it into positive thoughts. So your feelings is going to be positive, and then you will not act out. Your action is going to be positive as well. Even in relationships, a husband and wife, they may act, they may do something or say something. So think of it positively why he said it, and or remove the negative statement from your mind. And guess what, your feelings will be either happy or glad. Otherwise it's going to be sad, mad, upset, nervous, jittery and everything like that. And then the action could be fighting, lashing out, or recoiling inside yourself, recoiling and going into your shell. So anyway, I just wanted to share this few thoughts for the night before I retire, because it's something that is important. We need to be talking about it so that we can prevent suicide or negative relationships, marriages falling apart. There is help. Get help, get professional help, when any of these things are going on. Very, very, very important. Men who think that therapy is nonsense, it is not nonsense. It does work. Therapists are trained to help people change the way that they think, distorted feelings or distorted belief system, to help them to see uh, how things should be addressed or should be handled. Okay. So I wish us all well, both physically healthy, psychologically healthy, emotionally healthy, mentally healthy, and financially healthy. Okay. All right. Wish you all the best. Thank you all for joining in. My children, Aisha, Mohiba, and Tokumbo, Rokaya, and the rest of you that have not made comments. Thank you so much, and I hope this helps. You can hit me up if you have questions. DM me. If you need referral, I can refer you to professionals in the specialty. Okay, thank you. Bye. Good night, everyone.